So I'm here with Trish, and Trish is the community manager.
Yes, senior community manager.
Senior community manager for SkySaga.
Yes.
Here at Radiant Worlds.
Yep.
So what I thought we'd do is we'd talk about, we could do the bend gestures.
Yeah.
I thought we'd talk about how you got into the industry.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the game as well.
Sure.
So let's start off. So obviously you're new here at Radiant Worlds.
Yes.
You've been here for like, what?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, I'm still a baby.
Yeah. So and how are you finding it?
Yeah, it's really good. Every day is different, which is really, really nice. You just never really know what to expect in a good way. And very, very busy. So
Yeah.
I'm always busy, which is very good.
So you've got quite a good, exciting career in gaming, because not only do you work in games, but you're a strong gamer yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
So how did you get into the industry?
Gosh, I don't... See, the thing is, it's really difficult for me to say. I don't know how I got into it, but I know what I did to get into it. So when I first... maybe about like almost 10 years ago, I started off this blog, which was called Poning Pat video game blog thing, where I did like kind of reviews on games, because every time I was looking at reviews, I was like, gosh, these are so boring. Like, I don't care about 1080p, what if it's an FPS, I just want to know, is it fun? That's all I want to know. So I started out my own blog, and at the end of every single blog, I had a choreographed parody dance. So at the end of one of my blogs, I did like a Night at the Roxbury kind of shoot, where I'd be Night at the Roxbury kind of doing a film scene.
Which is an awesome film.
Yeah, I know, I love that film. So
Yeah,
it was like, I was doing all these stupid, crazy dances, and for some reason it just kicked off. Like, I was doing a lot of networking on like Twitter, on Facebook, and like tons of people seemed to love it. It was so silly. I've taken down the website now, so you cannot find it, unfortunately. I know, but it's one of those things I love doing because it was so much fun. And I think that's kind of how I got a tiny bit of a name for myself. And then I did tons of things like game jams back in Toronto when I was living in Toronto. I did game jams. I kind of got in touch with all of the, like Ubisoft. I did some play testing for them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just getting my name everywhere. And then I moved to England because unfortunately in Canada there aren't too many opportunities for people who are just starting to get out into the industry. So I moved to England because the video game industry is so much better here. So I then got a job at Creative Assembly 6 months after I moved to England, which was my first real role in the industry, and I loved it. It was so much fun, and I got to work with Total War Games, which was like really, really good fun.
And you also got to work with a friend of ours, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Joey Berry.
Joey, I love Joey. Hi, Joey. Yeah, she's great. I miss her so much because I was really, really close with her. We actually started on the same day.
Yeah.
So she's working for another title, and I was working for something else in Total War. And it was really good fun. And I decided then to just move on to something which was a bit more progressive. So as you do in a career, you kind of progress from there. Then I went to NCSoft as their assistant product manager, which was really good fun. That was in Brighton. And now I'm here.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So if you could give anybody any advice about how to get into gaming, what would be the best advice you could possibly give?
I think 2 more important things was learn what's your strength. Like for me, I love to just be really silly and I love to dance. So I was like, you know what, I love to dance, I love to be silly, I love to game. How do I incorporate the 2 together? Yeah. So kind of know what you love, but also know what your strengths are. Those 2 things are not the same. Yeah. Like for example, I love programming personally, but I'm not good at it. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to find out and then play to your strengths that you're good at and you love. So I would say find out something that's unique about you or sort of unique and network.
Yeah.
Honestly, networking, because it's really important, I think, to kind of build connections and see the people that are in the industry, what they do, how they use Twitter, how they use social media. Social media is so important. Like, if you don't use social media, you might as well not bother, because if people don't know who you are, then it's really difficult to get into the industry.
And it's social media is becoming a very strong part of hand in hand with what you do as a living anyway, doesn't it? So as a community manager, you
of course that's what I would say.
But it's important though, isn't it? For what you do, it's interacting with the people that love the games and stuff like that. So talking about games, what are your 3 favourite games of all time?
Oh, okay. First game is Gabriel Knight 3. Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned. It's probably one of my favorite games ever. It's actually inspired me to go traveling for the first time. Yeah. So I actually went to the south of France just to visit the statue that the game is based on. Yeah. So I was obsessed with that game. My second favorite game would probably be The Longest Journey. Yeah. I really, really love The Longest Journey. My third favorite game, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's really hard. I don't think I would have a third. I love games too much. It's really hard for me to kind of say my favorite games.
Are your games more adventure based or FPS, like first person shooters or MMOs?
Oh my gosh, nowadays it's hard because I do play quite a lot. I was quite actually semi-competitive in Call of Duty Modern Warfare when it first came out. So I went into tournaments. I had a team. I was getting really, really like crazy about it. I wasn't going to school. Sorry, Mom. I wasn't going to school or anything like that. I was going to tournaments instead. So I was really, really serious about FPSs. But I was also like, I grew up on point-and-click adventure games. So I would say like I have this weird nostalgia for point-and-click games, which is why I love Gabriel Knight and like Longest Journey even. But then MMOs, I got crazy stuck on MMOs. I mean, I worked at NCSoft, obviously. So, I mean, I loved playing games like WildStar or Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, of course, the usual. And, Star Wars, The Old Republic.
That's one of my favourites. I gotta say that is one of my favourites. Okay, so obviously you've got a passion for your computer games. What about board games? Do you play any board games? Or card games?
I think actually I'm more of a card game kind of person. I am quite weak with my board games. Not that I don't want to be. We have this really cool place in Toronto which is called Snakes and Lattes, where you can go, you pay $5 and you could just stay for as long as you want and you can play board games. They have tons and tons of walls of board games. You can play anything you want, and the guys that are there or the women that are there are so knowledgeable about the games. They'll actually sit down and play with you.
That's cool.
It's really freaking cool. And they give you coffee, and it's so much fun. And I think one of my favorite card games would probably be Bang.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Bang?
No.
It's really good fun. I think it's an Italian-styled game, and it's just so much fun. It's a little bit like Resistance.
Okay,
Whereas like you kind of don't know who is who, except for this one person who's the sheriff. And like people have to try and kill the sheriff, or they have to try and protect the sheriff. But the sheriff or anyone else don't know who they are.
Okay.
So you kind of have to guess that way.
That's a bit bizarre.
Yeah, it's. I don't explain things very well.
No, that's good.
But it's really good fun. I would recommend it.
So we've talked about past loves, life, that sort of stuff that you really enjoy. So what about SkySaga now? What can you tell us about SkySaga? And is there any sort of snippets you can give us at the moment? Could you tell us about how it's been going on the alpha, for example?
I could probably do that. I think before I joined here, I came into the studio to kind of see how I would get on with everyone, how I would like SkySaga, because it was just got announced. It didn't even get announced, actually. So I came in, I played it, and I was like, you know what I really love about SkySaga is the different play styles. And I love it because it's not too linear and it's not too vast. Then that's the problem I had with other games sometimes, like MMO style games or even kind of voxel based games. You kind of get stuck in. You're like, I don't know where to start. Where do I begin? And with SkySaga, it was like, I can be an explorer, I can be a miner, and I love mining. Like, one of my things is just mining. I'm so boring. I love the grindy aspects of any game.
I've got to say, I've enjoyed hunting for gold.
Yeah, right?
So
and rose
much.
iron, it's mental. I can't...
Hard to find.
Yeah. But every time you find it, you're like, oh, yes! I got it. So definitely mining is one of my favorite games in anything. So just kind of the grindy aspects of games. So I love that you get rewarded for doing that. Whereas in some games, you're like, oh, I have to do this grindy thing. No one cares if I do it. There's no quest to do it. Like, why should I do it, sort of. Whereas here, it kind of rewards you for being a different type of player. And I really love that about SkySaga, because I don't feel like I'm at a loss for liking what I like, kind of thing. And we're currently in Cat 2 at the moment. Cat 1 was, obviously we went out to the world. Not to the world, we went out to England. Sorry, everyone else. Soon,
but,
TM.
But I've got to say that. You say that. I've actually met, like, Italian and American players. Don't know how
I wonder how
they
get in. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you how to do it, even if I wanted to.
No.
But it is quite easy. So, but it's we're hoping to go into the rest of the world, soon. TM, as you always say. But we're currently about to hopefully get into Cat 3. So we're gonna have some exciting kind of combat element stuff going in soon.
Well, I'm quite excited about this because this is the PvP, isn't it?
Maybe. Yes, we are. Yeah, it's going to be PvP. So we're hoping to kind of incorporate kind of the more competitive style of gaming, which I love. I love competitive gaming so much. Obviously, as I play Call of Duty, which is not really like competitive game, what some people might say, but I loved it. So I'm really excited to get PvP. I'm excited to just go and kill people.
Well, from what's the feedback been like from the last bio that's been released? So because the Christmas. Gaming period was fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Good timing.
It was, wasn't it? Snow, Christmas trees. So how has that been? How's that been received?
It's been really positive, actually. I've never been in a community that's been so positive so far. So I'm just kind of almost waiting for people to just find something they don't like. But it seems like a lot of our players just seem to really get stuck in. They're really enjoying it. And I think they really liked what we did with the home island. So we kind of completely changed Cat 1 and Cat 2 home islands, where Cat 2 home island had the snow, it had everything, all the Christmassy sort of elements to it. So we kind of recognize that the home island is sort of your home base, and it's going to be changing as we progress as well. So I think it's been really, really positively received, and we're really happy about it.
So if you could give some advice to people about how to join in, is there a place they can go to log into it to register?
Yeah, so you go to SkySaga.com and you go and register from there. So if you're in England, or you say that you live in England, then you will be automatically... Well, how else are you going to say it?
I feel like we're doing something naughty here, don't we?
Well, you do have to pick your country. So you, obviously, if you're from England, you say you're from England or you live in England. Because unfortunately, we are only available to England, and of course, Ireland and Scotland. So you have to say you're from those countries, and then you get automatically invited. Well, after a few days, we kind of just automatically pull you in and invite you.
And is there a limit to the amount of people you can have on this one?
No, not at the moment. No.
And it's also been 24-hour play.
It has, yeah. So during our Christmas period, which was really, really, I would say, it's pretty ballsy of us, because we were getting ready for Christmas. We were going to shut down the offices for the Christmas period. We decided to go 24/7 with the servers, and it was easy. We were just kind of like, okay, here we go, it works, and nothing broke, nothing went on fire, which is really, really strange for me, because even when we launched in Cat 1, I was like, okay, let's turn it on, and it just turned on, and I was like, so is it breaking? Where do we go? Where are the fires? And it was nothing. I was like, I guess I'm just going to play the game now. And I just played the game.
Yeah, no, it's been really, really exciting. Well, look, Trish, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with us. So, guys, if you want to find out a bit, go to SkySaga.com and there'll be loads of information about how to register. If you're in the UK.
Or you say you're in the UK.
Anyway, guys, listen, you take care. Thanks very much, and watch out for another episode of Sky Saga coming soon.